Everybody, it's Ryan here, and I want to record this video really quickly for you guys. If you are a person who's watching this video right now and you're considering quitting your 9 to 5 job to start a YouTube channel, I know there's a lot of people telling you reasons why you should. There are people telling you reasons why you shouldn't. I want to unfold and unpack why I think the only true reason why you should go all in with the YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing these from my own personal experience of the real reason why you should go all in, quit your 9 to 5 job, and take this YouTube thing seriously. And so if that's what you want to discover about in this video, please consider liking this video. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now, I know this video is not going to be super perfect. I know that I'm probably going to go in and out of the light of the video. But what I truly hope that you get and that you take away from this video, I'm holding a tripod. I normally don't hold a tripod when I'm doing these videos. But anyway, the main thing that I hope that you get from this video is that maybe it was like two years ago. Actually, it was 3 years ago. I actually heard God speak to me in my prayer time, and he said, YouTube. And that's all it was. I had a knowing, I had a understanding that God wanted me to come on YouTube. But there were some things that I felt like in my life at that moment that were not perfect. I felt like some things were going on in my life that were not, I guess you would say, pleasing to him. And so I waited for an entire year before I started posting content. And it was at this one particular point in time, I started seeing people post particular types of videos that were frustrating me. They were frustrating me in a sense, and I'm not going to go into it, all the way in this video because that's not why you're here. But I felt like people were posting lies. They were not posting the truth about a particular topic or particular subject. And so it kind of emboldened me, kind of made me just say, now's the perfect time. And so I jumped out here. I started creating content that was going against the grain of what other people were talking about in this particular, industry and category. And the moment I started opening my mouth and I started sharing with people on YouTube, a lot of things in my life changed. The first thing that changed in my life was I started to get a lot of hate. I started getting people going against me, talking against me because I was saying things that were contrary and opposite to what some of the main voices in this particular industry were talking about. And so I want to encourage you, if you have something unique to say, if you have a different perspective, a different way of viewing things, YouTube is a perfect platform for you to jump on. The next thing that happened to me is I saw a lot of things in my life. It felt like they started going backwards. I started, I guess, struggling in some type of way in my finances because all of my finances were connected to what I was doing on YouTube. I felt it was like a hard call to stop working to really get serious about this YouTube thing. And so I put all my trust and my faith, number one, in God and what he had spoken to me. And so I jumped out here. And to tell you, fast forward 2 years from that moment of really surrendering to what I believe is my purpose and creating content that people find valuable, people find some type of encouragement in, has radically changed my life. And it's not just from like a monetary sense. It's from the sense of purpose. I believe as a man, one of the most challenging things that happens in your life, especially when you're working a 9 to 5 job, society has told men that if you are not providing, if you are not a provider, then you have no use, you have no value. And so sometimes as a man, you might find yourself working a job that you hate, but it's because it's the thing that you're supposed to do. You end up doing it, or you keep doing it. And secretly, you start to resent the people that are around you. You start to resent yourself. You lose confidence. And slowly, the things in your life start to deteriorate. Now, one thing that helped me when I started making these YouTube videos, this simple thing, is I started to find purpose again. No longer was my purpose connected to a job. It was connected to my actual purpose in life, which is to help people. And so I'm not saying that every 9 to 5 job is bad, but I do think for the average person, what the 9 to 5 job does is it robs you of the opportunity of exploring what your purpose in life truly is. Your 9 to 5 can definitely be an expression of your purpose, but I don't think any person, no matter, even if your profession is a doctor, your 9 to 5 is not your purpose. It's a way that you can express it, but it in it of itself is not your purpose of why you were created. I don't think God or anything that you may believe in is that shallow-minded to limit your purpose to just what you do. All right, so why you should quit your 9 to 5 job. So number one, it's going to help you with purpose. Number two, it's going to help you to evaluate and understand what you truly believe in. Every time you get out here to make one of these videos, every time you sit in front of the camera, you have to collect your own thoughts. You have to think about what you uniquely believe in. And for 30 plus years of my life, I had never really sat down and drawn out, what is it that I really believe? What is it that I truly believe in? Who really is Ryan Tate? And so when I started making these YouTube videos, what happened was I was able to find myself. I was able to find some type of identity. And next, I started to build a community. I started finding friends. I started finding people who really cared about me for me, not what I could do for them, not for anything else other than being myself. Because what I shared in my content up until that point was all of me. Everything that I was going through, everything that I was struggling with, everything that God was doing in my life, I was sharing the totality of it, because my instructions prior to doing YouTube was to tell the truth. God was specifically dealing with me and telling the truth. It was something I struggled with all of my life, like really honestly telling the truth, because I was always so worried about what other people thought of me. I was always so worried that if I didn't say the right thing or do the right thing in that moment, that people would throw me away. So you see, I've struggled with rejection for so long. It's one of the things that I struggle with the most. And so YouTube has helped me to deal with it. It's helped me to face rejection head on, because every time I create a piece of content, I understand objectively that people are fundamentally going to disagree with what I have to say, and that's okay. That it's not a rejection of me, that I'm more than the thoughts or ideas that I even have. And so another thing that YouTube has blessed me with is I started to find destiny helpers. People I would have never found that were assigned to my purpose to help me move the plans that God had for my life forward. I started to find them, and some of those destiny helpers are the reason why I'm here, like physically here at this place, at this house where I live here in Las Vegas. Every day I truly wake up and I have to thank God, because I'm sure you guys can see it's beautiful. It feels like heaven on earth living here. And so I would be remiss if I didn't tell you, or at least allow you to understand, that part of me living here is because I was obedient to do what I believe God was telling me to do. And there's been so many more blessings that have come from doing this YouTube thing than not. I'm going to continue to share with you those things in separate videos, but I want you to understand that if you're wondering, if you should quit your 9 to 5, if you believe God has told you to do it, I think that that's the only reason to do it. Not because you're tired of your job, Not because it's unfair. If it's unfair, you know, you could possibly find another job. But I think if you find compelled to leave your 9 to 5 to start a YouTube channel because God has said you, or like you feel this push that this is part of your purpose or destiny, I would tell you to wholeheartedly jump out there. You may stumble, you may fall a little bit, you may fall short in some areas, but I promise you this has been the most rewarding thing that I've ever done in my life. I wouldn't change it for the world. I've hit my head a bunch of times. There are nights I've cried. But every moment, good or bad, that's happened to me because of the YouTube channel has grown me as a person. And those moments would have never happened had I not explored this path. And so I would encourage you, if you were my best friend, if you were my worst enemy, I would encourage you to start a YouTube channel. It is literally single-handedly probably going to be one of the best things that you'll ever do. You are going to grow as a person, you're going to learn, and you're going to get paid to do it. So with that being said, if you feel led to quit your 9 to 5 job, don't let anything else stop you. Get out here, be consistent, show up for yourself every day, and the people will start to show up for you. Your community, the people who think like you, the people who look like you, the people who care about the same things that you care about, they will show up for you. And as they show up for you, everything else will change. Your zip code will change, your house will change, your car will change, your friends will change, everything that's around you will change. And so I pray that this video blessed you in some type of way. Like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.